This is Dr. Lisa Christiansen, and I am really excited today. So normally you get to see me in my super hyper self, and I've been hyper all day long in so many ways, mostly because I'm really excited. You know, you don't realize how often you take for granted your safety, and I know that I'm always just kind of, well, all over the charts. You all already know that. And I am so guilty of just looking at my cell phone and texting and just keep walking. And I mean, I can go through Walmart just doing this and responding to all of you because I love you so much. And I can just get consumed in just not being aware of really anything around me. And I, not too long ago, had a little incident that kind of scared me a little bit. And you know, we always make the joke that I'm scared of things that I ought not be and not scared of things that I probably should be, but this is definitely one of those that I probably should have been, and I, you know, was kind of borderline. So then I decided this was a good idea to get the Self-Defense Act, you know, be able to carry your handgun, you know, some people call it a concealed carry. And I went to the OSBI website and I found Joey Gregory. And he's so awesome, and he is super duper certified in so many ways, and I'll let him tell you all about that in about a half a second, because I'm really excited. I learned so much, and I got to tell you, last night, if you guys saw me posting, like liking people's things at like 2 in the morning, that was because I had been up all night like reading every little detail because I was so scared to fail the test for lack of knowledge. And I have to tell you, I woke up this morning at, I don't know what time, like 5 or 6, and then I don't even know how early it was. I was texting.
It was early.
It was like I was already having questions, and class hadn't even started. And so, yeah, and I gotta tell you, you know, I learned so much today. I learned that texting on your cell phone, walking, you know, down the street is probably not the safest thing you can do, and a whole lot of other things. And so, you know, just about anybody, you know, out there, we all are guilty of it. You know, we are. I am. And I think the most important thing that I want to say before I turn it over to Joey is that I can assure you that from now on, I'm not going to be looking at my cell phone like that when I'm walking down the street or going through Walmart and what have you. And one of the reasons that I would strongly, highly, most amazingly, outstandingly recommend Joey, because when we were in the class, I was able to digest so much information. And those of you that know me know that my first language was Cherokee. And so a lot of times I have to read the same thing over and over, like 3 or 4 times before it really fully absorbs. And you know, thus hence me staying up until 2 a.m. because I was reading the same question 3 and 4 times before I went, oh, I get it now, you know. And so, but it wasn't like that, you know, because Joey makes it so easy to understand, and you know, he makes sure that you understand before he moves on to the next subject line. And so now I am just going to let him take over because I was so scared and I missed. You see me, David? 1. I missed 1.
1 out of 2.
Shut up, David. That's no food for you. And so I'm just going to let Joey tell you the rest of it. Oh, and he has all of these like really awesome toys, of which he probably going to end up with 1 or 2 or more.
My name's Joey Gregory. I'm a firearms instructor down at L&L Outdoors, and she called me, wanted to take her concealed carry and get her concealed carry license. And so my class consists of not just, you know, teaching you where you can and can't shoot. We teach that it's a lifestyle change. We teach you situational awareness, the color codes of awareness, like she was talking to earlier. You know, getting off the cell phone while you're out in public, you know, especially when you have a gun, even if you decide not to carry a gun, to be situational aware, because unfortunately in the world we live in nowadays, you never know when the attacker is going to attack. The attacker gets to pick the time and the place, but however, you get to be the curveball if you decide to carry a gun. So with that, you know, I understand, because being a student myself, I understand that most students are only going to retain about 30% of what you teach them. And so what we do is we have printouts we hand out in the class, and then we kind of, before moving on to the next subject, I kind of help digest it and give plenty of examples in the class to make sure you understand it, because you know, this could be your life. I mean, you make a wrong decision, you can hesitate, or you can make break the law and not realize you're breaking the law. So it's just one of those things that we do here at Root Tactical down at L&L and J. So like I said, she She wasn't for sure about which guns that she was wanting, so I told her I'd just bring the top 5 or 6 guns that we sell, especially to women. And so we kind of went through our top 5 or 6, brought them out to her to let her see.
And one other thing that I wanted to mention, he is super duper awesome also, because in addition to making sure that I fully understood all of the information and that I knew what was going on, the other thing, I wanted to thank you because you confirmed that I was right about this, because I always tell David thinks you don't have to worry in the daytime. David's always, it's daytime, nobody's going to do anything. But you know something? Today in class, I learned that actually the daytime is probably a pretty good opportunity, because that's exactly what people think, is that nobody's going to do anything in the daytime, and that's a prime opportunity. And just like, a public place that you don't think that it's going to be, a dangerous situation, it very easily, not only can it be, it is. I know that in Lawton, not that long ago, there was a shooting at the Arvis Bank, and it was in the daytime in the parking lot, and who knew? So, these are just little things that, people don't think of. They think that attacks only happen in the evening, they only happen from the back door, things like that. And so I learned a whole lot of new things that I didn't know, and I was able to confirm things that I was pretty sure about. And so those are the kinds of things that you'll learn. And I'm sure there are a lot of instructors out there, but I guarantee you, you're not going to get a better one than Joey.
So in the class, we do FBI statistics. We go over statistics of, what does criminals look for when they're out and about. We look for, most people during the daytime, they're at work, so the criminal doesn't think you're going to be home. Where do you live? Where are you when you are home on your day off? Where are you throughout the house? We all like to have a plan that if someone was going to break in, it's always in the middle of the night, it breaks a window or whatever, and so we're going to turn, we're going to grab our gun off our nightstand, and we're going to go investigate. However, what happens if in the middle of the day at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you're doing laundry on one side of the house and someone breaks in, but your gun is in the nightstand because that was your plan? So we just make you aware. We open up the window of opportunity to just think outside the box, to be a thinker and not just go with the flow, to think of, hey, let's plan ahead, because I would rather you much plan ahead and have a game plan for all different types of situations than to not be prepared, and then hopefully you don't end up like a victim. You can go to rootactical.com. I make gun holsters. So I make these gun holsters. They're a Kydex material. So the good thing about Kydex is it's a hard plastic, so if you get it wet, it's not going to ruin it. If you get a leather holster, if you get it wet over time, that can ruin the holster, or if you start to sweat on the leather, it can start to smell and start to stink. This, you can just rinse it off and you're good to go. The difference between, let's see which holster this was, a leather holster and a Kydex holster is you get that positive click in there whenever you put it in there. So you get that positive snap, where a leather holster is just more 2 pieces of leather that you kind of work in like a ball glove. There's a certain type of people that are all about leather, but there's other options out there. There are a lot more. This is a more rigid holster that will last a lot longer. RootTactical.com. I sell them on my website. I also in a store in Jay, Oklahoma called L&L Outdoors.
Joey, you are the best. And the best part about him is he's also a Christian just like me, and so that makes me happy camper. We love you, God bless you, and we will see you in our next video, and he will see you in lots of his.
See you guys.